course I do.
What's your perspective on how he felt about the one-man perspective of what was going on and what was you seeing? I like to throw different things. The man passed away, so when he was out
years
here,
ago,
how you feel about Kevin Samuels?
Rest in peace, my brother. Kevin Samuels was kind of like I mean, he's a little younger than I am, but he was kind of old school in his thought, very traditional and conservative thinker in a lot of ways. And he's very complicated too. He's very, he's a walking contradiction like all of us, He would say one thing, but most of his life he did something else, and that's okay. The point is that look at the message, not the messenger.
Right.
And so if you get caught up with who's giving the message, then you're going to miss the message.
That's a fact.
So you can have your qualms about people. No one's perfect.
Nope.
Including Kevin Samuels, but I have the great admiration and respect for him because he was good at his craft. And so, his delivery was kind of rough. And, he's a man. And women like to hear that, that Kleenex tissue talk.
That's not what we are.
That's not what we are.
Facts.
And women like to, they get caught up on the delivery instead of the message. And that's why so many of them are lost because look how he's talking to me. Yeah, well, listen to the message.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? We're men. And that's how we talk.
That's how we talk. The rooms that are supposed to be doing things on
don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. We don't talk like that.
Well, we're not gonna taper down to you. That's not gonna happen.
No.
We're not gonna talk like women. That's not gonna happen.
No. We're not gonna change our opinion. That's
so
not
people
gonna
say,
happen.
well, if you want to reach people, I'm gonna reach those people who want to be reached.
That's that part. That part.
I'm not the Pied Piper.
Facts.
And neither is Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
I'll put this out here, and people want to gravitate towards more power to them.
Very true. What's your opinion on the LGBTQ community being in our local public schools?
I have mixed emotions with that. As a principal, I'm sworn in to make sure that everyone has a fair and access to a quality education, whether you're LGBTQ or whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're brown, whatever you are. My job is to make sure that everyone has access. So I had to put my personal biases, and I have a lot of them. And I should teach this to teachers every summer. Let's get in touch with our biases. This shit I don't like.
Facts.
Let's be honest with that. This shit that you don't like, let's be honest with that.
Facts.
As a matter of fact, let's take a little group, and y'all talk about that. Like, with the girl in the group, I don't care what it is. Talk about what you don't like. Just get it out. Talk about it. And I would go ahead and do a whole couple of days of biases and how it impacts learning and how it impacts teaching and how it impacts connections. And that's very important that we get to that rudimentary level of learning and companionship and connection. But a lot of us, we go to school, the teachers don't look like us. I was a principal, I made it my priority to hire people like me, and white people got very nervous. Damn, this nigga's hiring a lot of white people. And a lot of black people like, what is he doing? What are you trying to do? And I wrote a school I worked in that had majority Latino people. I made sure I had a male Latino librarian. I made sure I had quality. No dumbing down. These niggas had their shit. They had their qualifications. It wasn't like I was hiring people because of their skin color. They didn't have the qualifications. I had to opt to a white person. But my priority and mine was to hire the best person of color
to do that task.
Because I want to be reflective of the students.
Facts.
White people say, why are you hiring the best color? I don't hire the best color. That's what I'm saying. I hire the best qualified person.
That can do the job.
They need to mirror who's paying our salaries.
Makes sense.
This is not my office. I have the privilege of being in this office. This is not your classroom.
You have the privilege to be in a class.
You have the privilege to have these children in front of you. Get to know them. So I would tell them every summer when school starts, this is what I would like you to do. Consider this. And I give them literature, on well-researched literature on this fact that you can't teach in front of you if you don't know who that kid is.
Facts.
Every kid has a different learning mobility and style, and you have to know those kids. So what I'm going to ask of you, and this might be a tall order because you have to rewire your brain, is to get to know your kids for the first 6 weeks, not the first week, the first 6 weeks. And the teachers got scared. They're like, what am I going to do with kids? I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got to get real. Because they want to go in there and posture and pontificate. And I'm going to ask them, no, let your hair down. Let them know who you are, what as a human being, as a teacher, what your expectations are. And you know them. You're not going to have any problem. You're not going to be calling my office to come to that's what I tell you. And I'll know who didn't do that by the amount of calls I get all throughout the school year.
Yeah.
That's what I tell you.
very wise. Okay, is there any, so what inspires your work ethic to make your book, and do you have anything you want to promote? What made you want to make a book? And especially if people don't have your book, how could they find it?
Well, it's ProQuest. It's published through ProQuest, and the title is "The Racial Encounters of Black Male Principals Who Lead Predominantly White Schools in Worcester, Massachusetts."
So what inspired you to write that book?
Well, you know, in my early years as a principal in Northampton, Massachusetts, to be exact, which is a very affluent city. You have Smith College there, which is top tier women's college, so there's a lot of queer thought, there's a lot of top brains in that city. We also have Hope, what is that? School down in South Hadley, the women's college, the first women's college, Mount Holyoke College.
Okay.
The first women's college in America.
Oh, wow.
You got adjacent to that in Amherst Center, you have Amherst College, which is the top 5 schools every year in the nation.
Wow.
So it's a breadbasket for literacy and intelligence and great thinking. However, they fall short because they think they can't go wrong if they discriminate who they want and pull in who they want to pull out. So I'm mindful of all of this, being the other all the time.
Facts.
I'm always the other. So in every circle I'm in, because there's very few people like me doing what I'm doing. So I wanted to.
I feel the same way about myself too.
So no, it's okay. It makes you more introspective.
Facts.
So when I was the principal in my early years in Northampton, I was getting a lot of flack. I slept well at night, but damn, I said, wow, these people are so hostile towards me. I'm doing great. They should name the school after me. I'm being not finding myself. I'm saying I did great shit. I really worked hard, long hours. I gave it all my all. And you know, they hated me. They're having parents were telling me that they're having meetings at night on how to get rid of me out of the district.
Wow.
You know, and this is fact. You know,
that's crazy.
I said, wow, I didn't know that there's that much hatred towards me. And all I was doing, trying to help people make it a better community, you know, a stronger community. You know, now the community I was in was predominantly white, and I was the first black principal out there. I was the first male principal there. So there was an intersectionality between race and sex in terms of my being there, and they were not accustomed to having that. You know, I'm a strong person. I'm a fun person, but I'm a no-nonsense person.
Facts.
So I'm going to show you how to do something right if you're a teacher, and then if you don't do it right, then we're going to have some problems. I mean, again, I got to really get on top of you, and I don't want to do that. So just do it right the first fucking time.
That makes sense.
You know, but people are wired the way they are, and they underestimate my ability at the time. So, and they paid that price. And so it made people very scared. Scared me. So I said to say, I know a few black principals. My mentor principal at the time, not now, who was in Amherst at the time. You know, how did he navigate with a smile? And so, you know what I want to do? I don't want to assume something, Charles. So what I wanted to do was capture their story.
Yep.
Right? So my doctoral program, you know, I did some research, how to research things. And so I went ahead and I made my research about black principals in Western Massachusetts who work in predominantly white schools. Because why predominantly white schools and not all black schools? Because to me, that's easy.
Yes.
It's easier, not easy. It's not easy about being a principal. It's easier than working in a predominantly white school where you have, and that's predominantly. Predominantly means 51%.
Wow.
Right? That's
That's
predominantly.
a lot. That's more than
51%. 50-50 is half. Predominantly is 51. Right?
More whites than others in the
So the school had to have at least more whites, that much more whites. But that means there's a lot of blacks there.